Hey folks, Wally DM here, and today we're going to take a look at a simple puzzle that requires the assistance of an Iron Mannequin in order to get through a door. Now today's puzzle was submitted by a valued member of our Discord community and a patron of the channel, Dr. Ova, and if you would like to see the written version of this puzzle along with a map that you could use in your game, be sure to check out our Discord community and you can find that in the puzzle room. And a big shout out and thank you to Ova for letting me present this puzzle on my channel. I hope you like it. It's going to be a lot of fun, so let's get started. So in this puzzle, our adventuring party is going to enter this room through the south door. Now the only other way to continue beyond this room is through a door to the north, but investigating the door to the north, it is magically locked and sealed by a 164th level wizard, so there's no way of opening it without the key, solving the puzzle, or maybe perhaps with a wish spell. Now what is beyond here is up to you as the game master and how you decide or how you like to run puzzles. Perhaps this is the way to continue through the dungeon, so the characters need to solve the puzzle and get through it, or maybe this is an optional room that is filled with some magic items and a bunch of loot. Totally up to you as the game master. Regardless, we have two sections of this room. We have the main room on this side, which has a small stage with a lectern, and we have three chairs that are facing the other side of the room. So taking a look at the opposite side, we have a couple of things of interest. On the far wall, we're going to say that this is about 40 feet over to this table, and there's going to be a key that they could see on top of this table. And then just a little bit into the second half of the room is going to be a raised dais, and on top of that is going to be a mannequin that is dressed in iron armor. We'll call it the Iron Mannequin. Now if one of the characters try to cross this white line, this is actually an abjuration effect and it's going to trigger a trap. They're not going to be able to get over there, and as soon as they try to cross this line, a big large sonic boom is going to be heard and this character is going to go flying backwards. As our gnome has already found out, they're not going to be able to cross this line and into this room. Any type of being that crosses this line is going to trigger a trap and they're going to go flying backwards and taking some thunder damage. The key is also out of the range of Mage Hand and they're not able to reach it with a 10-foot pole. So what are they going to do? And of course, on this small raised dais in between them and the key is this mannequin that's slumped over in iron armor. And of course, we're going to want to give a few hints as the characters begin to explore the area. One of the hints that I would give to the character with the highest perception, or allowing a character a DC 8 wisdom perception check, that they're going to find it strange that the chairs are facing away from the lectern and facing towards the opposite side of the room. And then the next thing, if one of our characters were to come over and sit in the chairs, we would allow them a DC 12 wisdom perception check, and they're going to be able to determine that sitting in one of these chairs is uncomfortable, and if they reach in between the cushions of the chair, they're going to be able to find two sticks, and each stick is 10 inches long. Searching all of the chairs, they're going to find a total of 4 flat 10-inch sticks. So now that our exploration of this room is complete, we have found 4 10-inch flat sticks that were stuffed into the cushions of the chairs. The chairs are facing away from the lectern. There's an iron mannequin that is slumped and sitting on a dais, and there's a key that's on the far side of the room that the characters need to open this door. However, they're unable to cross this white line in order to get into this section of the room, and no magical items or abilities or spells is going to allow them to obtain it either. With everything that's been presented, do you know how to solve the puzzle? I'll give you a second if you'd like to figure it out. Did you get it? Great! Let's go over the answer. So the 4 sticks that the characters are going to find that are stuffed into the cushions of these chairs are actually the cross controllers that would operate a marionette. So if our character were to take 2 sticks in their left hand and 2 sticks in the right hand and form a cross and come up to this lectern, then they would be able to manipulate the 2 crosses in their hands to be able to activate and operate this iron mannequin. And at this point, it becomes an iron marionette. And perhaps as a little bit of a description, the characters will see these magical or arcane wires or these glowing strings that are coming off of the marionette, and this could happen as soon as the characters put the 2 crosses together. Regardless, our character now just has to operate the marionette, walk it over here to the table, grab the key, and then walk it all the way back and drop it over on the other side of the line. Now it's up to you as the game master. Perhaps you want to include some type of a sleight of hand or a performance check, but I think the characters being able to put the crosses together should be able to eventually operate the marionettes in order to grab the key and bring it over. Now, of course, once the characters have the key, they're going to be able to open this door and find their magical treasure or continue on through the dungeon. Now, a couple of things that I would probably do in order to provide more clues or hints for this puzzle is perhaps on this lectern, if our characters were to come up and look at this, maybe they see the indentation of the two crosses. And if they were to take those sticks that they found in the seats, they would actually fit into those indentations. And when that happened, the two crosses would mold together, and they would be able to pull those out of there, and they would see these magical strings start to wave over towards this marionette. Of course, another thing that you could do is perhaps when the characters find the marionettes, our character over here has the sticks and they're trying to figure out what the sticks do, and maybe one of these characters is still keeping an eye on the iron marionette, and any sort of movement with the sticks in hand, perhaps the marionette's head will kink to the side, maybe a shoulder raises, or maybe something like a knee or a leg moves. But regardless, the clue that we're trying to give is that these sticks, by moving them around, has some sort of effect on the mannequin, and the characters or the players can probably figure it out from there. So that's all I have for you today. What did you think of the puzzle? Is this something that you could use in your game? And if so, what would you do differently? In particular, what are some of the things that you would change to make this harder or a little bit more easy for your players? Be sure to leave a comment below. And thanks again to Ova for letting me present this on my channel. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and on to the next.